All right, just got to work extremely early as usual, but today I want to show y'all a little bit of our riding academy. So let's get over there real quick. It's so quiet in here in the morning when you're the only one here. All the bikes. It's just peaceful. Like the sales manager just pulled up. What's going on? I left it open. So this is where Riding Academy all happens, right through these doors. I got a lot in my hand, so. Did he lock the door? All right, now with COVID going on, when you first come into the Riding Academy, you gotta answer these questions. And then you take your seats in the room. Now, day one of their class was yesterday, which would be basically all classroom activities, which they'd be using that television for, but they're actually out there riding. So let me put my stuff in the fridge and then we'll go out there. All right, looks like they're way down there. I think they're still on exercise 1. So let's see if I can get down there in time so y'all can see some of exercise 1. All right, so they're on exercise 1 now, which is basically getting familiar with the motorcycle.
Now ease that clutch out, ease it out, okay? Now roll forward. If it stops, you're in gear. If it doesn't stop, you're in neutral. Your hips are gonna probably start to hurt, so probably need to do a couple squats or whatever. Right, stretch those arms out. So every time you guys get on and off.
So now they are actually making sure they're in neutral because they're about to crank the bikes up for the first time out here on the range. So they just went through all the steps to be able to start the bike, basically checking everything before you start up the motorcycle, and they're about to crank up the Street 500s. So this is everybody's favorite exercise, sarcasm, but this is where they actually are getting familiar with the brake by pushing or walking the motorcycle to the cone that starts the next exercise. This is where you're going to get the most workout out of your riding experience when you go through a class, because pushing those bikes is no joke. Look who just pulled up. It's Miles and his motorcycle. Oh, you ain't wear your motovlog helmet? Jamie brought her Road Glide CVO out too. Man, this thing looks good. But let me get back over here. They're on exercise 2. All right, so they're on exercise 2, which is basically getting familiar with the friction zone. So as you can see, this is a perfect class. If you're a brand new rider, have no experience, they're basically just walking the bike across the range, getting familiar with the friction zone. Some of them are doing better than others, of course, because some people may have a little bit riding experience versus some may have no riding experience. So now they're at the point of the exercise where they're actually gonna ride. They got their feet up off the ground. It's still getting them comfortable with the friction zone, but this is the most important step in the training, because if they don't master or get this down, the rest of the class is going to be a little rough. So this here is now exercise 3, where basically they're riding from cone to cone to get comfortable with the motorcycle and riding with their feet up and get it going. Then the second part of this exercise, they're actually going to ride from one cone all the way down there at the end to a cone down here and then go around. So as you can see, I mean, the program takes you step by step, especially for someone who has never ridden. It's small steps into getting you up there and being more comfortable with the motorcycle. So they all just got back from lunch and they are on to the next exercise. This is exercise 4, shifting and stopping. Where basically they're gonna come down, they're gonna go into second gear, and then over in that section there, they're gonna basically ride the clutch. So the class definitely goes over all the aspects of riding. Whether you're a new rider or you've been riding, you learn some new things as far as safety and different techniques.
All right, so somebody read the top thing for me. Conclusion.
Things we teach ourselves to look for if make a priority, we will proceed further.
So right now the coach is doing a demo of exercise 5. And we'll have some more riding here in a second.
Clutch out, squeezing it in. Now, when I come around my first one, I squeezed it in, and I eased it out, and I squeezed it in.
Now they're doing what's called a simulated practice.
Turn your handlebar. Ease out your clutch, squeeze it in. Ease out your clutch, squeeze it in.
And now it's time to ride. All right, so now they are on basic skills practice, where basically they're weaving through the cones. So as you can see, it's weaving through the cones. So now they're on part 2 of exercise 5, which is basically riding the perimeter. They're supposed to be in second gear, getting comfortable riding in second gear. They're doing pretty good too. So we're on day 2. They're on exercise 6. We got a little bit behind yesterday because of rain. So this exercise is called pressing to lean. So with this exercise, basically they are learning to press to lean instead of actually turning the handlebars. Looks like everybody's doing good. Now they're reversing to go the opposite direction. Now as you can see, he's pressing to turn. Take a close look at the handlebars. Not really supposed to be turning them much, supposed to press to lean. He didn't actually get enough speed up to do it. So now they're on exercise 7, which is stopping quickly and a tight turn from a stop. The objective of this exercise is they're supposed to pick up speed. When the coach signals them to stop, they're supposed to stop as quickly as they can. And then where he's pointing, they'll come down, they'll stop right there, and that's where they'll do a tight turn from a stop. As you can see demonstrated there. While they're setting up for the next exercise, let's take a look at what the GM is riding. This road glide being completely customized. Got the grips, saddleman seat, as you know, is my favorite. Even got the backrest right there to match the stitching on the seat. 2-in-1 exhaust, Tahitian teal. You see the handlebars? Definitely different. That's a bad bike, but let's get back over here. So now they're on exercise 8, which is basically a demo. It's a stopping demonstration where the coach is going to come down and demonstrate how to stop quickly. This is exercise 9, limited space maneuvers, which has basically something similar to the figure 8 in it. Mike's doing a demonstration right now, as you can see. This is typically the first exercise of day 2. So now they're gonna ride this exercise, and I'll show you a little bit of what that looks like. So now they're practicing. I'll try to get a better angle of them doing the box from every angle so you can see how this exercise actually works. Right here is an S curve. And then he's gonna do a turn from a stop. So this is the box. And he's about to go into the S curve, as you can see here. And from the S curve, they go straight to the turn from a stop. This is the box. It's basically a figure 8. After every exercise, they debrief, which is what they're doing over there. But we're gonna go on to the next exercise here in a second. So this is exercise 10, stopping in a curve. Coach is doing the demonstration now, as you can see. And I feel like this is a very important exercise because a lot of people don't know how to stop in a curve. And that is a skill you definitely need to develop. So now they're gonna ride this exercise, and I'll get some footage of that for you. So now they're actually riding the exercise. Let's see how they do. They're on part 1 of this exercise now. They're doing pretty good. So this is exercise 11, curve judgment, and the coach is actually demonstrating it now. This exercise is also called the peanut, and it's been known to be everyone's favorite. So the class is actually about to ride this exercise, and I'm gonna give y'all some footage of this as well.
Infinit Ryda.
All right, so we're on exercise 12, which is multiple curves and lane changes. Coach is demonstrating it now, which in this exercise, you still get to ride the peanut. You're gonna go around the peanut 1 complete time, and then basically around it again halfway, while exiting at the end, which he's demonstrating. I'm not sure if y'all can see that. And he'll come over to this section, which simulates lane changing. As you can see. So now the class is about to demonstrate this exercise, and we'll get some footage of that. So the class is actually on lunch right now, and the next exercise is exercise 13, which is crossing an obstacle, which you can see right there, and swerving, which the box has been set up for the swerving exercise. They'll be out here demonstrating this in a moment, and I'll get some footage of that. So this is part 2 of the exercise where they're demonstrating the swerve. The coach signals which way he wants them to swerve. They complete the swerve and stop. Which the swerve is definitely important, especially if there's any obstacles in the road or anything like that. That's a skill you're going to need while you're out riding the motorcycle. You want to know how to avoid the obstacle. So let's see that one more time here. Swerve, then the stop. And this is basically the last exercise before the practice as well as the final exam. Seeing all this motorcycle riding made me want to finish this video out on my bike, so let's do that. All right, so as you can see, the class basically is going to go over almost every aspect of riding, from someone who has never ridden a motorcycle as well as people who have ridden a motorcycle. Now, there's benefits to taking the MSF course at a Harley dealership versus a college, but there's also you know, the colleges do the course as well. The difference is when you're at a Harley dealership, you're going to be taking it, everyone's going to be on the same bike. And from what I've heard, the colleges typically, there's a bunch of random bikes there, and most of the time they're 250s, but you'll be on the street 500 if you take it through a Harley dealership. And you're able to interact with more motorcycles because you're at a dealership. While you're on break or in between exercises, you can go over, sit on different types of bikes and get a feel for how some of the other bikes feel, because some people actually love the street 500s. Some people just don't like those bikes. So the last thing you want to do is get discouraged because of the bike you're actually learning on. But after the last exercise I filmed, there's basically the practice portion and then the exam. So now this video basically just consisted of every exercise you'll end up going through if you go through an MSF course or riding academy class. Now sometimes there may be additional things that they do, and there's a whole lot more classroom activity that I didn't actually film. And after every single exercise they do debrief and discuss it, and sometimes they may go back and do more practice of that exercise, and the exercises all run different lengths of time, but you get quite a bit of ride time. It's just I didn't want to have this video end up being like 40 minutes long, which still wouldn't have covered all the ride time. So hopefully some people that are thinking about going through the riding academy or MSF course, this video, hopefully it helps you out. It gives you a little bit of insight into that. But the biggest thing is I want you to get out here on 2 wheels. That's what's most important. If you are not out on 2 wheels, or you're not on a motorcycle or even a trike, then you are not experiencing one of the greatest freedoms in life. But comment down below, let me know what you think about the class. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to comment down below and I'll answer them either in a comment or make a separate video to answer your question. If you've gone through a class, share your experience down below so others can know, do you feel like the class was actually worth it? Some things you've learned from the class, or if you were already a rider previously and you went through the class, did the class help you? Did you learn some new techniques? Basically, let us know down below if you feel like the class was beneficial, if you've been through the class. I would suggest going through a class. That's going to be your best option. Don't try to be self-taught or have a friend teach you or anything like that. You'll learn so much more from taking a class, but I'm about to hop on this highway, so I'll see y'all over in that next video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and bell notification so that way you'll be notified when I upload new videos. Give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Just let me know what you think of it. And if you'd like to see more videos similar to this, make sure you stay safe, be blessed, and get out there on 2 wheels, people.